Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining today. Last week, we talked about the C in the CLEAR framework, which stands for clarity. And in this week's video, we are going to talk about the L in the CLEAR framework, which stands for limiting friction. So you finally have clarity of what you want. You're excited, you make a plan, Monday comes. Poor Monday. And sometimes you just find yourself scrolling on Facebook or cleaning the kitchen or researching for 3 hours. And finally, you're now deciding that you're going to start next Monday. You didn't suddenly stop caring or stop wanting the goal. You hit friction. And today we're going to learn how to remove that friction because clarity gives you direction, but limiting friction is what actually makes it possible. Welcome back to Krystal C.L.E.A.R Coaching. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Krystal Wood, your Master Certified Life Coach. And here we're all about going from stuck to unstoppable using my CLEAR framework. Last week, we talked about the first step in the CLEAR framework, clarity, knowing what you truly want. And today, we're moving to the second step, the L, limiting friction, because every goal has resistance, not because you're lazy, need motivation, or broken, but because your brain is simply trying to protect you and keep you safe. Sometimes, though, it's keeping you from moving forward. That's because growth feels uncomfortable, which can trigger that fight, flight, or freeze response. And that is why we have a harder time reaching our goals, because the actions we need to take to get where we want to go may be unfamiliar, and our nervous systems and brains just don't know how to handle that yet. Think about driving a car, but the parking brake is on. The car moves, but barely. You press on the gas harder, and it's still not really moving. The engine is working harder, but everything just feels difficult. And eventually you think, there's something wrong with my car. It's not. It's just the brake is still on. That's friction. Most people attack their goals by pushing harder, more motivation, more plans, more productivity apps. But the real problem is they never released the brake. Friction doesn't always seem dramatic, though. Sometimes it can sound incredibly reasonable, which is what I like to call the glitch. Your glitch might say, I'm not ready yet. I should do more research. What if I fail? What if people judge me? I'll start when things settle down. I'll wait until I feel more motivated. Or my personal favorite, everything has to be perfect first. That's cute, right? Your glitch is incredibly creative, and it usually doesn't yell. It whispers. And because it sounds like your own voice, you assume it's true. But here's something worth remembering. Just because you think something doesn't make it fact. Here's one exercise that I use with my coaching clients. Instead of asking yourself, why can't I do this thing? Ask, what's making this harder than it needs to be? Notice the difference? If this journey is for you, go ahead and grab a piece of paper and just take a moment, write your goal at the top, and then underneath, finish the sentence. I'm not taking action because, and just write. Don't judge it. Don't pause. Just let it flow. And I would give yourself a good 5 minutes and just don't stop writing. It might sound something like, I'm afraid, I'm overwhelmed, I don't know where to begin, I'm worried people are going to laugh at me, or quitting is just inevitable for me. It's something that I constantly do. Congratulations, you just found your glitch. But before we start challenging it, I want to check something else. Because sometimes your glitch isn't the biggest obstacle. Sometimes your environment is quietly making success harder than it needs to be. So before we challenge what's inside our minds, let's do what I call a clear scan. One thing I learned years ago was the most successful people prepare their environment and themselves for success. I personally like to think about the predator with his biomask. He sits there and he scans his prey for a wide variety of things, environmental and biological and technological data to track and isolate things that could potentially be obstacles. But in this moment, we're not going to scan for our prey or danger, but we're going to scan for anything that is slowing down our progress. Every time you're about to work towards something important, pause for just a moment and ask, what's making this harder than it needs to be? Then run through your clear scan. So we're going to look at connections. Who are you surrounding yourself with? Who is encouraging you to become the person that you want to be? Who is unintentionally keeping you or pulling you back into old behaviors and habits? Now, this doesn't mean you need to remove those people. Sometimes that's impossible, but you can choose whose opinions carry the most weight, and you can decide where your time is being spent. You can set boundaries. You can spend more time with the people who support your growth. There's plenty of people you could do this with: coaches, therapists, mentors. You could go to conferences, YouTube videos, podcasts, books, support groups. There's so many ways to surround yourself with people that want to see your growth actually happen. The other thing I want you to take a look at is location. Just take a look around. Where are you trying to accomplish this goal? Does your environment make success easier, or is it constantly distracting you? Are you trying to focus with your phone beside you? That's friction. Are you trying to exercise in the morning, but you don't have your clothes or shoes set out right next to your bed in the morning? That's friction. Sometimes starting the changes in your life, start actually by changing what's in arm's reach and what's around you. And this really flows right into equipment. Everything that's surrounding you. Your phone, your iPad, laptop, your TV, notifications. These little things don't seem important until they quietly steal your attention every single day. Sometimes it can be availability, the A in the clear scan. When are you trying to work towards your goal? Are you expecting yourself to make big decisions after an exhausting day? Maybe your problem isn't motivation, maybe it's timing. Instead of forcing yourself to complete something after a work day, start earlier in the morning. Maybe not super early, maybe that's unachievable, but you could spend 15 minutes of focus time without any distractions before work. Maybe 15 minutes at lunch. Maybe 15 minutes after dinner. You see, these 15 minutes here and there can add up to 45 minutes in a day pretty quick. And 45 minutes working on your goal and your project and your passion is better than not having any time spent on it at all. Finally, for the R in clear scan, we want to look at repeating patterns. When does your glitch usually show up? After a stressful meeting? When you're overwhelmed? When you're trying to do everything at once? Patterns aren't failure. They're simply feedback. Once you recognize them, you can prepare for them instead of being surprised when they come up and allowing them to quietly take over. All right, so now that we completed the clear scan, we understand that the goal is not to create this perfect frictionless life, but to remove as many unnecessary friction points as possible before you ever need willpower. Every piece of friction you can remove makes taking the next step even easier. Now that you've looked through both your thoughts and your environment, let's go back to the glitch. Have a conversation with it. Not an argument, a conversation. You say, "Hey glitch, what do you got?" And your glitch says, "I'm going to fail." Ask your glitch, "What evidence do you actually have that this is going to happen?" Your glitch says, "I'm not qualified enough." Ask, "If my best friend had said that to me, what would I actually say to them?" Your glitch says, "It has to be perfect before you can do it." And you smile and say, "That's cute, glitch. However, done beats perfect." You don't have to silence your glitch. You just have to stop letting it make the decisions for today and challenge it a little bit. And here's a secret tip that most people miss. An action creates momentum, and the momentum creates confidence. And that confidence is what builds your transformation. not the other way around. So here's the momentum movement challenge for today. Take one goal you've been avoiding. Ask yourself, where is the friction? What is it that's making this harder to accomplish? Don't judge it, just write it. It could be external and it could be internal, but get it all down and see what is the one thing that you can remove today to make less friction for you to be successful in the goals you want to complete. Remember, the glitch is not the enemy. It's just simply trying to keep you safe. Your job is simply to ask questions, to challenge it. Is it truly protecting my future, or is it just keeping me comfortable? If today's video helped you identify friction, my free 5-day Clarity and Transformation course will certainly help you on your journey. It helps create momentum one step at a time. The link is in the description below, and I'd love to have you on the journey. Give this video a like, subscribe, and share with someone whose son of a glitch has been working overtime. Until next time, stay brave, stay curious, and have no fear. It's crystal clear.